IVM.
Hey there, friend. If you're anything like me, then you have no clue what a mutual fund is, and your life might be subject to market risks too. So that's why you should probably listen to Paisa Vaisa by Anupam Gupta, who'll answer all your questions about mutual funds, financial planning, banking, all that money stuff. You know. Check out new episodes every week on the IVM podcast app and anywhere else you listen to podcasts.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Geek Fruit podcast with me, Tejas, and this week I have Jishnu with me.
Heyo.
Hey man, so the Geek Fruit podcast is a great podcast. It's about nerd culture and stuff like that. And if this is your first episode that you're listening to, wow, welcome on episode 264. What got you to start listening here? Pray tell. But this is a pretty easy one. We're not talking about...
Were you talking to me?
I was talking to whoever's listening.
Oh.
Who has just joined us.
All right.
Is it
Can
possible?
Can I tell you why I joined?
Why did you join? Man, what? We started the show together, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, because I was very drunk, and it was a
That's
dark
true.
and stormy night, and there were cockroaches on the floor.
Yeah.
I think it was that bar, wasn't it? With
Ambience.
the cockroaches?
Ambience.
No. The one by my old place. The one with the cockroaches.
Oh, the place where you get really good... that bar! That's a bar! It's called Lakshmi something?
What's Lakshmi?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Okay, great.
Kamla
something. Kamla Lakshmi. I
The
don't know.
one with the cockroaches. That's why I'm here.
Anyway, so that's good.
That was alcohol.
That's a good reason for why we're here. So, 264 episodes later, we're still talking about Marvel. D23 just happened. If you don't know what that is, it's the Disney convention, which is open to fans, but mostly it's for journalists and people to come and, they announce all kinds of news over there about their new shows, the new slates for the upcoming years. Now, obviously, since Disney Plus is a huge part of this year's, announcement as part of Disney's lineup, a lot of the announcements were for their streaming services' new titles. So, under Disney's belt is all the things we love. What an amazing gamble they took by buying Lucasfilm. I think this was all... Would you say that this was always part of their plan to own enough IPs to start their own thing? How forward-thinking you think they were?
Their own thing, by which you mean their own streaming service?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Did they just see in the beginning when Netflix was a mail order thing and they were like, wow, these guys are converting to streaming. What if Disney could stream all of its stuff?
Well,
but we
yeah.
don't own enough cool things.
Yeah.
Quickly buy Lucasfilm. Quickly go buy Pixar. I mean, they already bought Pixar. Quickly go buy... Marvel Comics' film division.
I would bet all of the very little money I have that is exactly how this plays out.
Amazing.
Because with respect to just what they've always done with their films, I've mentioned this before, and I'm not the only one that said this, that they're very, very proactive with using technologies of the future to their benefit.
All that data.
Yeah, I mean,
all the analytics.
You wouldn't have an Amblin, and you wouldn't have
That's true.
and a Favreau, and you wouldn't have a George Lucas and a Lucasfilm without a Walt Disney. And Walt himself was a guy that was very, very, very into traditional storytelling.
Yeah.
With very advanced technology.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he was into traditional corporatization and conglomeratizing.
No, that
everything.
might well be, but it's always about telling evergreen stories.
Yes, I agree with you.
Stories that are thousands of years and generations old.
Yeah.
Therefore, they resonate with everybody, regardless of what cultural background you have.
Right.
But using technology of the future as much as possible.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Bridging gaps, and therefore, streaming allows you the
pioneers.
ability. Completely.
In storytelling as well as the medium of storytelling.
So even though Netflix is the first big guy out of the gate, I'm sure Disney was well aware that, hey, this is something that we can do.
Yeah.
Let's start.
And they have,
things into place.
so they're announcing Disney Plus with 7,500 TV episodes.
Jesus.
And something like 500 movies. And these are all, now of course they span, Fox films because they just acquired it, but a lot of Fox's stuff will be on Disney Plus because they also own Hulu. And now in its entirety, so all the Simpsons, all of that stuff is going to remain on Hulu. And Deadpool, all the R-rated, slightly more adult stuff will go on that. But the core Disney value of sweet magic of storytelling will all remain on Disney Plus. And that's cool because they own all the things that I really love. Man, it's difficult for me to hate Disney even though they pull stunts like this whole thing with Sony and just trying to get the public on their side, because it's so difficult to hate Disney. It's like, oh my god, the moment they announced Princess Diaries 3, I was just like stop, man. I have nothing more to give you. It's great. So I want to talk about, obviously we want to talk about the titles, because that's an important part, but something that is far closer to home in India, which is far more relevant to us,
is whether or not Disney Plus will actually work in India.
No, and I have the answer for you.
What is the answer?
There is no Disney Plus.
Yeah, but it's on Hotstar. Is it releasing the same day?
So now check it out.
Is the whole catalog available? Is it a duplicate?
I can answer all these questions after some thorough research over the last 6 months, because I've been trying to search for an answer myself. I have posed many questions to Hotstar themselves to no avail. No comment has been made from Hotstar.
Thanks, Sudeep.
So now Sudeep, our good friend, doesn't work there anymore.
Yeah, but that's not a me problem. That's a him problem.
That's a him problem.
Yeah.
We don't have an inside man anymore.
That's why it's his fault.
Yeah, even when he was inside, we got no information.
It was useless to me.
Now check this out. Do you want to know the good and the bad of this thing? The good things about Disney Plus's entire thing coming to Hotstar. Why is it coming to Hotstar? The answer is Disney owns Star now. So it doesn't make sense for them to start an entire new company in India, and just because they have the algorithms in place, they have the entire audience in place in one spot. So why would they create another? That's the reason for why. The good thing is, are you a member of Hotstar? Do you have Hotstar?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So now the good news is you don't have to pay any more for any of the Disney Plus content.
Okay.
Because I know you'd pay for it.
Yeah, no. That's not what I'm wincing at. I'm wincing at Hotstar is kind of...
Okay, exactly, which we're getting to the bad. So that is essentially the good right. part of it, that you're not paying
technically,
extra.
I have it already.
Yeah, so technically you are an owner of Disney Plus. And the fact that people are paying $150 for a 3-year lock-in period, that's what they're announcing. That's what they've offered in the States. Right? We don't have to do that because we pay in rupees, bitch. Right. So now here's a cool thing. So that's the good part. Bad part is everything that is bad with Hotstar. Yep. So one being the user interface is not the greatest. We don't like it as much. What is your problem with the UI?
The compression is shite.
Bad, right?
Yeah, it's an unreliable source. Yes. I'm not getting what I'm paying for.
And now, Jishnu, both of us as 4K users, there's no 4K offering.
Then screw you in a burning pile of shit.
I know. How stupid is this? Tell us what VPN we can use, Jishnu.
NordVPN is very affordable.
This episode,
I endorse it completely. Wait, riddle me this. Why can't they do what Netflix is doing, which is a standard, like just choose what freaking country you're from? They might limit what you get, but at least you get
They need operations then in India, man. They need to have an
It's Disney.
I know, this is true.
I'm sorry. You can't afford India? Excuse me.
We're literally the reason why people start their companies in India. Okay, now check it out. So they don't want to do operations. Yeah. I don't know what that means for like their social media. Is it going to be just through Hotstar? Because that's disgusting. I mean, not that, because I want to see my own Disney Plus content, man. My friend Akash, who works at Netflix, he makes all the Netflix India stuff, man, and he's funny because he's local and he's directing all his content towards me, a user of Netflix.
See, Sudeep could have done this.
Exactly.
And
yet, no.
Nothing.
Decided to leave. So here's the problem. It doesn't have 4K. The UI is not the greatest.
Nope.
Okay? I won't say it's terrible. Here's the other issues I have with it. It has a huge, big Hotstar logo right in the corner at all times. When I'm watching the Game of Thrones in the darkness of the Battle of Winterfell, the only thing that you can see is the Hotstar logo, which I don't know how far I want to be pulled out, of that magical world.
No,
I don't want to see that.
No,
when I see the inevitability of Falcon lifting Captain America's shield and it crosses the screen over the Hotstar, I don't want to see that. Okay, so that's a problem for me. It's a small issue. People obviously will look past it.
Yeah,
but it's an issue.
It's an issue.
So that's the other big problem with it. But essentially those are the major kind of gripes with it. Like the fact that there's no 4K. I think they need to address that first. They need to have 4K because it's going to be in 4K. All of these glorious new Marvel and Disney properties are going to be in 4K. So how can we not? You want me to watch on a measly what am I, Savage? 1080p? What is this, 2018? But that's essentially my problem with it. But I mean,
it's cool.
It's fine.
We're getting.
No, but this is important. You know why it's
so
important to talk about?
Things.
Of course. The sheer content is worth all of it.
It's fine.
But here's my solution to the problem, Jishnu. NordVPN, right? Here's what I'm going to try and do. I have a 4K thing in the hall, so it's fine. We'll do that. But I need to know if VPNs can work on PlayStations. That's what I need to know. Because I've put my Geo...
I need to know if they can work on Xbox.
Yeah. So we plug the Geo thing directly into the PlayStation now. It's a LAN cable, so it's solid internet. But now, can we use a NordVPN with a PlayStation? Somebody answer this question for me. I need to know. I'm willing to do the Google.
Have you gone to your PlayStation app and pressed the little magnifying glass and typed NORD?
I don't know how it works. I'm not sure. Do you have a VPN already?
Yes, I've been on. This is genuinely a sponsored show now, I guess.
Okay, cool. So explain how it works. No, because this is important for people who want to have
I'm constantly in the Netherlands.
Yeah, that's great.
Because it's what they suggest for,
for Indians.
The best connection. Yeah, I guess. Whatever.
I'll tell you why. Because it's probably a close mirror. That's why. But whatever. I think, what people don't understand about VPNs is that apart from it being a way for you to geographically kind of displace yourself, the important thing is that it's about, they position it like privacy is your right. Yeah. You need privacy. You don't need the government hacking into your life. Yeah. And I believe in that, but I also believe that I need to watch Disney Plus. Yeah. Now here's the way. If you want to have the true authentic UI experience and UX experience of of Disney Plus, get a VPN. And I have my computer in my room has a big monitor, so I'm just going to use it on that. Is this the way? Is this how I experience Disney Plus? Somebody tell me.
That is exactly how I do it, because that's how I consume anything and everything. And
Wait, so are you using a VPN for other stuff? Tell me this.
For everything, it's just on. I enter my house and it's on. So all my devices I have it on my phone. It's on everything.
So explain this now. This is cute. I've never used a VPN because I've never had to. I've been quite a satisfied member of the social.
Have you example something innocent? Have you tried looking at a James Corden video on YouTube?
Yeah. What?
Do you ever get this is not available in your country, or a Graham Norton thing, or a random UK
The biggest thing is the BBC iPlayer, yeah? That's the one which I have a problem with.
Forget iPlayer. I'm talking just on YouTube. On YouTube, there are a handful.
Kimmel stuff, sometimes right? Kimmel's stuff.
That won't happen anymore.
That's great.
Because you're not in India, where they don't care about you.
I'm in the Netherlands.
You're in the first world.
That's great.
You pick a random first world country of your choosing, and that's where you are.
Oh, you chose Netherlands?
Yes, yeah. No, I mean, I didn't because they suggested it, but I can be in the number one option is Albania. Because as it should be. That's alphabets for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you want to be in Albania, you can.
Okay, so
if you want to party
Albania,
with Serge Tenkin. Armenia, my bad.
Zidane is from where?
He's French.
Yeah, I know, but like all French people, they're from immigrants from a different place. Most of them. Regardless, I need to know this. So does that mean that in Albania you're watching? You can get Disney Plus in Albania, is what you're saying. But it's only available to the US right now. So how is Albania going to solve my problem?
What? No,
the Disney Plus is only releasing for
you wouldn't select Albania. You would select the United States.
Okay, cool. Like what I'm doing with my Nintendo Switch for the store.
You have a VPN?
No, you just have to sign into the store.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. Okay, cool. See, this is all relevant information. Everybody,
do you feel enlightened?
November 12th, you're all going to come running back to this episode when you're just like, who needs to know about this? I'm just going to watch Hotstar. And when that debauchery of that Hotstar logo flies across Vision's head instead of the Soul Stone, you're going to be like, well, not the Soul Stone, the Mind Stone. But that's my point. It's going to be...
But just so you know, this is not a conversation that we're having in isolation. Like people, even like in England, they also... Everybody's looking up. Really? Everybody's looking up the.
Oh, because it's still the US. It's only releasing for the US right now.
I don't know if it's only the US.
It is the US. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
okay. Well,
for
then
the first phase.
For a while. Basically, point is the day Mandalorian drops is the day that a lot of VPN companies make a lot of money.
Yeah. But tell me this, and this is something that I've heard about VPNs. Why I've never gotten one is because most VPNs have always been shut down by the government or something like that. They keep kind of, and I was like, oh, where's my subscription money gone?
Right.
So
far, so good.
So Nord is great, right?
So far, so good.
They're advertising on my Gmail, man.
Exactly, they're advertising everywhere. Like it's legitimate. I don't feel bad doing it. I'm not.
No, you're paying hard-earned money for that.
Good money.
The internet should not have geography. Hashtag no geography on the internet. Make it trend. It's fine. It's the one place we were allowed to be free, and this is what they're doing to us.
It's a little wordy hashtag.
Yeah. Okay, give me an easier one of that, and we'll take a break. What's the hashtag?
No Jogo on webs.
No, Jogo is you. You are Jogo. All right. So we need to have a good hashtag.
No, we don't. Just take a break.
No internet geography. Boom.
Take a break.
Hey everybody, welcome to another great week on the IVM podcast. It's been a really fun week. Also, just a reminder, if you're not following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. One thing that we are trying to do as much of as possible, and we want to keep doing this, is if you hear something that you really enjoy, take a screenshot of it and tag us on whatever social media platform you prefer, and we'll try and repost that. If you want to keep your listening light and funny this week, check out shows like Cyrus Says, Golgappa, and the Empowering series. On Cyrus Says, Cyrus talks to hosts of another IVM show, Football Shitball, Gaurav Sapre, Kartik Iyer, and Sivram Padmanabhan. Tune in to listen to some fun conversation about sports, advertising, and Bollywood. On Golgappa, Tripti is joined by cinematographer Milind Zog, who shares rip-tickling stories from his shoots. And on the Empowering series, Zarina is joined by comedian Suresh Menon. They talk about his early days in comedy, his chemistry with Jose, and how he started Khan Masti. If politics and policy is what's going to really get you going this week, then check out The Seen and the Unseen with Amit Verma. He's joined by Roshan Kishore, data and political economy editor at Hindustan Times. They talk about data journalism. On our Kannada podcast, Thale Harate, Dr. H.S. Sudhira joins Pawan Srinath to discuss mapping technologies, GPS tracking, and its implications in Bengaluru. If you want to hear more in the branding or business space, then you should listen to Paisa Vaisa. Anupam talks to Gaurav Rastogi, CEO and founder of Kuvera, about behavioral aspects of investing. On the Pragati podcast, which is normally a fairly political show, this time Pawan talks to Deepak Shenoy. Deepak is the founder and CEO of Capital Mind and one of the foremost experts on the Indian stock market. On Advertising is Dead, Varun is joined by the brand advocacy head at Diageo, Khushbu Binani. And on Simplified, Chuck and Shrikhet talk to the founder of Cube Wealth, Satyan Kothari. Satyan's a really fun guy to talk to, and he's got a lot of insights in this space. If you didn't get enough of Gaurav, Karthik, and Siva on Cyrus Says, then check them out talking on Football Shitball, where they discuss the Juventus versus Napoli game and the transfer deadline drama. But with that, let's get you on with the show.
Hey everybody, we're back. We're talking about D23, the convention that talks about all the new titles and movies that are coming to theaters, as well as Disney Plus. So now, Disney Plus was obviously the focus of attention for D23 this time, because a lot of it's going to be dropping when usually when a network or service or even a gaming platform, like when the Switch was announced, they have to have some marquee things that they announce that will keep people interested and get them on board at the beginning. So for obviously for Disney Plus is going to be some of the Star Wars stuff. It's The Mandalorian. I'd say is it their biggest thing?
I think it's the big ticket item.
Yeah. Amazing. So obviously we're going to speak about Mandalorian at length, considering it's got Favreau and Filoni, which is like two of our favorite people in the nerd world, particularly Star Wars. But there's a slew of other really left of center announcements, which are really cool because they're not things that we expected, but they exist now. They're in reality.
Mm-hmm. Can we play a hashtag Dinkar's games?
Okay.
Can we play a one bad, one good?
One nice, one bad.
One nice, one bad.
God.
You give me one nice and I will respond.
Well, I don't think there's a bad.
There's no bad?
Oh, there's no. I mean, there's. Okay, I think maybe.
Can I amend it to one nice, one all right?
One all right, fair enough.
One all right, lethargic, upside down smiley face.
Upside down smiley face?
It's not upside down. It's the
explain this one.
It's the acute angle on the face.
I would just say go with the straight line on the face.
Okay,
straight,
fine.
A horizontal line. Just
is that a meh?
No, that's just like a. All right, what do I do now with that?
Yeah, that's what I said. It's one nice, one all right.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
One ellipses, all right.
What the f***? What is an ellipses? For the face? Which way? Which direction? Is it a hyperbole?
No. I'm like three dots. Ellipses.
That ellipses.
Like ellipses. All right.
On the face.
Not on the face. The face is a line.
Okay, let's do this. All right. So first off, are you giving me or should I go?
You go.
All right. Raya and the Last Dragon, starring Awkwafina and Cassie Steele, will be released November 25th, 2020. This is obviously, I think this is a film though. This is not a Disney Plus, but we're talking about D23, so we're talking about
things.
So Raya and the Last Dragon looks cool. We just saw the title art and one still, which is this guy over here. I'm showing it to Jishnu. It's cool because it's about a dragon and it's set in like what I expect is like more like Chinese culture, and that's cool because the last one we got was Mulan, and they're releasing Mulan as a. I think obviously there's a huge part of the audience which is coming from China, and Hollywood recognizes that all the big blockbusters that go there and release their films, and there's a limited number as we've spoken about earlier, do extremely well. The last one being Hobbs and Shaw, which I saw in the cinema.
You guys didn't even review that yet. I'm stunned.
I want
I've
to,
heard,
but then
I've heard
couldn't
no buzz. See
fucking
it?
watch it. No.
Why?
Because he claims to be a Fast and Furious fan.
Yeah.
But he's not furious enough about it. I'm furious.
What's he doing? He's just...
He's not fast enough and I'm furious. So
He's just...
I screwed that
What's
one up.
his excuse? Does he have a job?
Well, from recent sources, we should discuss that on the bulletin. Doesn't have a job anymore. Interestingly enough, I believe that is coming to a close. However, he hasn't seen it. I saw it, and it did really well. I mean, obviously it's The Rock, and The Rock always does China. The Rock does China should be a mini series. He does.
This is a great sentence.
He does. You know what he does on IGTV, right? He does this where he does it to camera and he just speaks like into camera saying, "I just want to say, thank you for all the love, the mana, the spirit, the soul,
the mana."
The mana. You know, he always talks about the mana. It's a Samoan thing.
Is it? Oh,
the spirits, like the energy. It's basically chi, but in the Polynesia.
I thought he was a big Diablo fan, and
very good.
That's my only reference to mana.
Of course, but where do you think that comes from? Boom, same source.
Diablo's from Samoa?
Well, no, but it's got like, you know how they pull, like Harry Potter has like Nagini and fucking all this mythological, like basically the origins is
but Nagini is grounded because of the Patil sisters. You know, like that's where
all the diversity that is present in the Harry Potter novels.
Fair enough.
All right, so Raya and the Last Dragon. So I was talking about the Rock. So the Rock, he does this thing on his. So he does all those like piece to cameras, and then he does one which is like a cut montage, like a properly made montage by his team who follows him around everywhere. Yep. And he does one on China. Every time he goes to China, there's like a slow motion shot of him walking to his personal aircraft, and he's just like, for me, and there's like a voiceover narration. It's like, oh, for me. The people always come first. He's the people's champ. Mm-hmm. So he's just like always like he's got this really kind of important narration, and then it'll be slow motion shots of him interacting with his Chinese fans. That's what I'm trying to say. China's a big deal. Anyway, so I think Disney's kind
I was really hoping this would go somewhere more profound.
I am saying that they're recognizing that audience a lot more.
Yeah.
Because there's a huge market there. So Raya and the Last Dragon, obviously Mulan, which is coming out. We've got
Independence Day 2.
What?
The whole movie was about just selling tickets in China.
Yeah, pretty much. And we've got Shang-Chi also coming out. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of good stuff in there, which I'm cool with. All right, so that was Raya and the Last Dragon. It looks. I mean, we know very little about it, but that's my take.
All right, I'll give you one.
You were supposed to give me. What happened to this game thing? Okay, cool.
Wait for it. You want an ambivalent smiley face?
Sure.
The article reads, "Welcome back, Lizzie McGuire."
Yeah. Did you ever watch the Lizzie McGuire movies?
I did. Several times on Star Movies when I wasn't paying attention and it was in the background.
It was the perfect fodder for Star Movies watching.
Hilary Duff will reprise the role that made her famous in the early 20s. In the early 20s.
Early teens.
2000s.
Early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
Now check this out. It's not a movie. It's not a Lizzie McGuire movie. Though there have been some. So, you know what it is? It's a Disney Plus series. So, we're getting a whole series of Lizzie McGuire and, her cartoon counterpart.
What happened to her?
What happened to Lizzie?
Was
she goes to Italy and has
Hilary Duff. Was she? I don't give a damn about what happened to Lizzie
the story.
What happened to Hilary Duff?
Events.
Was she a musician and then actor or an actor and a musician?
She was an actress in the Disney, the whole Disney Club. And she did
was
the Lizzie McGuire. Yeah, I mean, like she's doing the Disney bit for a while. Then she went, I mean, she had her musical career kind of budding up, and then she did like a few songs and blah blah blah, and she did that. And then I think she has like kids now, and she's like married, and she's just been chilling out, like just basically raking in all that Disney royalty.
I guess
literally both ways of the word.
I see what you did.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's actually where the word comes from, believe it or not. But yeah, Lizzie McGuire has a new Disney Plus. I'm cool with it, man. It's great. I love Hilary Duff. I mean, I think we all had a crush on her when we were in high school.
No,
my friend Harry did.
That's nice.
That's how I knew about it. Anyway.
Go.
Okay, next.
Go you.
Shall I?
Go.
Phineas and Ferb the movie.
Hey!
Candace Against the Universe. I love Phineas and Ferb. Not as much as I liked some other cartoons, I'll say. I mean, it's a great show.
I've seen
like SpongeBob.
I've seen like a handful of things.
Yeah.
There's a new, unrelated, new Rocko's Modern Life.
Yeah, Rocko's Modern Life.
Are you pumped for that?
Yeah. I'll watch all
I'll
of
watch
it.
it.
I'll watch all of it. And we really should race through these. Phineas, there's a lot of announcements. Phineas and Ferb the movie, Candace Against the Universe. Cool, great. I mean, Phineas and Ferb is an animated show. It can always return until we're dead. It'll always have editions of it.
Probably will, and that's okay. Here's one.
Give me.
Respond.
Yeah.
Lady and the Tramp.
Okay. Here's my response.
That's exactly what I was
Most
expecting.
people.
You can't respond.
Most people will be like, stop doing this, Disney. We don't want to see another live action remake, blah, 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 all that stuff. And after our review on The Lion King, I do feel that even more so.
Mm-hmm.
But I looked at this and I was like, I want to watch it. I love Lady and the Tramp. I love it. And it's like live action kind of. And it's cool. Justin Theroux, Tessa Thompson. I love it. I want to watch it. And it's coming directly when the service launches. We're going to watch it.
I know.
That's perfect.
I can't wait.
That's perfect.
I cannot wait to see. It's going to be like the Super Bowl and the Puppy Bowl. I think have I told you about the Puppy
Yeah,
Bowl,
of course
right?
we've spoken about the
So
Puppy
the Puppy
Bowl.
Bowl is the thing you can get to watch if you don't want to watch the Super Bowl, right?
Yes, if you don't want to watch
If you don't
Mandalorian.
want to watch Mandalorian, you're watching Lady and the
And
Tramp
I
on
will
November
watch
12th.
both. And by the way, The Mandalorian is only one
It's
episode.
yeah, exactly.
So,
It'll be a palate cleanser.
yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
When, Mandalorian just like brutally kills people.
Yeah, like the first episode ends with Boba Fett getting beheaded. And
Yeah,
he's like,
so-
what? And then
and then we're
here's
gonna be
some
like-
meatballs.
And he looks at Boba Fett and he says, yo, I am the Mandalorian now. Anyway, that's one thing. The Muppets will return in a new unscripted short form series called The Muppets Now on Disney Plus. And I'm a huge Muppets. I mean, who isn't really? Muppets fan.
Scrooge McDuck. Probably.
I mean, they both
just-
exist in the same. Right.
Not
It'll
fan.
be great though. It'll be great. It's going to be awesome. I hope they have the new DuckTales series on Disney Plus. The one with David Tennant, and
Is it out yet?
it's already out.
Yeah.
It's on season 2 and stuff.
That's what I thought. It's like, yeah, I'm sure it'll go. Why wouldn't it?
Because people know how to screw up things, good things.
I don't
But Disney
think
is being quite fan servicey at the moment.
They seem pretty set. All eggs in one basket.
All right, let's move on.
Do you have any more non-Marvel? I'm holding off on all the Marvel stuff.
So am I. There is one more. No, I'm actually good. Well, they did announce Princess Diaries 3, which we already spoke about. But I'm excited. I just want Chris Pine to also be in it, and then we're good.
Cool.
Anne
Cool.
Hathaway's back. They haven't said anything about Julie Andrews returning though, which is kind of like the part of two people who need to be in that movie. Hector Elizondo. You know Hector Elizondo?
No.
He plays the butler of Genovia.
Sure. I haven't
Okay, but
seen
you
that
know who
movie
he
in
is?
decades.
He's in flippin'. He's the guy. He's the concierge in Pretty Woman,
Oh, wow.
and he's voiced also some really good roles.
Damn,
Like,
deep cut.
Yeah. Oh man, he's awesome. Hector Elizondo. Everybody look it up. So yeah, if he's there and Julie Andrews there, boom. And then Chris Pine can be forgiven, especially when they make Princess Diaries 4. So that's what we're at. Have we missed anything? We'll take a break after some point, but let's talk about some Marvel stuff and then take a break, and then I'll have a look and see.
Do you wanna talk about Star Wars stuff? Because that's actually less, and then we can get into the Marvel
Yeah,
stuff.
let's do Star Wars.
Okay.
So Mandalorian.
Let's begin at the
trailer.
beginning. Okay, yeah. So we've known about that for a while. Anything big revelatory about that? I don't think so. It's all still
cool
pretty out
thing
there.
about- no, but-
I have not seen the trailer. Have you seen the trailer?
I have seen the trailer.
Anything worth?
Yes, I mean it's a beautiful trailer because there's only one line of dialogue.
Amazing.
In the entire
I love
thing.
that.
It's a montage. It's
Thank God.
beautiful. The really interesting thing about the trailer is that there's not for the first time in a Star Wars thing, there's not a symphonic score.
Ooh.
It's like got some cool what I could think is in like analog synths like Junos and stuff, like really really interesting diegetic stuff. So that's really nice. And can I say just one thing? The one line of dialogue in the trailer is said by Werner Herzog, which
Ooh.
is insane. And he's
What?
basically saying, a bounty hunter's life can get quite complicated. That's it. Beautiful. And it's perfect.
I will
it's
take it.
badass. There's something badass in the trailer, which I don't know.
I will
if-
take it.
Do you know what?
Nope.
It's great. There's one really badass move in the trailer, which he basically
That's great.
how he ends someone. It's
Enjoy.
fucking incredible.
Enjoy.
But yeah, it looks really dark, is what I'll say. It's like quite darker in tone. It's more in line with Rogue One than anything else.
Pretty much as expected.
And it looks even darker than that, though.
That's
But it looks
great.
great, and
That's
I'm
great.
really excited about it. And this is set after Return of the Jedi,
Yeah.
so which is really exciting because we don't know much about. They have
Yeah.
really capitalized on between 3 and 4, but not much between 6 and 7. So this is the first of that. Only this and Resistance are the only two shows that have done that.
And I guess we can't really say it enough. If you've been listening to our show for long enough, you know how big a fan we are of the Clone Wars and Rebels.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's the other thing.
And
we want to talk about, yeah.
considering the fact that this is taking place post Return of the Jedi, a lot, if not all of the extended universe stuff, I think, like
Except for Resistance.
80%, if not more, of the extended universe takes
extended
place.
like TV and movie.
Yeah, that's what I mean. With television and movies, television like cartoons and a few live action things, it's all in pre-New Hope stuff, and that's great. It's a very exciting time. So you can get to know a lot about the Mandalorians in general. And what's really exciting now is that, without saying too much, Rebels finishes off with setting the stage for things that can play through
My God.
post episode 6. So it's incredibly exciting.
So good.
Can't say it enough. If you want to
Watch
get in,
Rebels.
if you want to get in on the ground level of Mandalorian, now is your time to do your homework and watch those shows.
And I would suggest watching Clone Wars also because there is a new season of Clone Wars coming to. And it's insane to just think about that.
Do they have a date on that yet? No.
I think it's coming with the first season, with the first phase of. It's rolling out with the service. I think. I'm not sure, but I'm so excited because Clone Wars is arguably one of the best. You know, it's definitive. It was made by George Lucas and Filoni. All the characters that we see in Rebels are based on characters that George. So if you're Lucas, you know. So if you're a son of Lucas, then you will obviously deem, because a lot of people dismiss these cartoons, but like even in the new trailer of, you know, Rey's like this whole double hilt lightsaber happening, and people are saying, oh, where did that come from and stuff. It's there. Watch it in Rebels. It's with the Inquisitor. It's like so many people have all these things which have come from the cartoons. So don't diss the cartoons. Just watch them. They're incredible. All right, Clone Wars done. Mandalorian done.
Elephant in room.
Okay,
Evan, Evan McGregor.
But did you guys speak about this last week then?
No, because it wasn't announced yet. It was speculated.
So how did he drop Evan's name just so randomly then?
It was just
in conversation.
In conversation, it was speculated. Just so you know what we're talking about. Our boy Dinkar Dwivedi can just not say Ewan
McGregor, yeah. I usually don't like shitting on people for pronunciation, but it's so fun to shit on Dinkar. Like that's the funnest part. Just say Dinkar.
If you're in,
what kind of fool?
If you're in hashtag Dinks Army, you should know that your benevolent overlord is.
He's a fool.
No. Heretic.
And we are these insurgent groups towards Dinks Army. Anyway, point is, Obi-Wan series. An Obi-Wan series. How do you feel about that as opposed to movie?
I was a little confused, but I'm honestly perfectly okay with it because.
Were you not expecting to see an Obi-Wan film, for example, maybe 2 films back to back? This is what Ewan McGregor also said. He's like, I think it'll be 2 films, and it kind of integrating with Solo and Rogue One.
Well, that's the thing. So considering the fact that there's a huge gap of time there in his character, and we've seen just a taste of it in other shows, talking about Rebels here. There's so much you can play with that I don't think a movie could really do as much as you could.
I mean, yeah, I'm happy to see more than less.
Honestly, like considering, knowing as little as we do about The Mandalorian, just seeing who's involved and who they're, handing over the reins to, I'm just like, by all means, please take it.
Just let Filoni do it.
Exactly.
That's all I'll say.
Just give it to the man.
Just let Filoni direct and make the entire thing.
I had like a half second of like TV show. No, that's right. He's in charge. It's fine.
He's head of TV right now. Yeah. So dude,
it'll be
everything that should happen is happening.
It's all good. It is.
It's all good. Okay, so Filoni is the guy who made Rebels and Clone Wars. He's also he is the next in line. I think like him and Kathleen are like the people who need to lead Star Wars, and people give so much shit to Kathleen Kennedy for no reason at all, because they're all fools.
Yep.
But we can't go on enough about how perfect Star Wars is right now. How amazingly unique and different it's becoming. All right, Star Wars. These 3 things. Anything else? Oh, I think they announced another season or another. I think do you watch Forces of Destiny?
Nah.
If you want to watch free stuff, It's on the Star Wars YouTube channel, Forces of Destiny. It's like short films, animated short films with all the characters from across 3 trilogies. So that's the thing. Also, D23 also released a special look for the return, the rise. Sake, the rise of Skywalker. I keep thinking the revenge, but as it should be, the revenge of Skywalker.
Probably will be.
The rise of Skywalker. You know, there's been some theories going around saying that the color of the poster, that of where Sidious is on the poster, is the exact same as when he's in the episode World Between Worlds in Rebels. It's the exact. He looks exactly the same, and he's like, "Oh, does that mean time travel?" So many things. But you know, if Endgame didn't do time travel already, and we just didn't have another amazing cathartic ending to that, I would have been so enthused with that idea. God, yeah. It would have been really, especially since. Man, anything can happen, man. James Earl Jones has already been in the studio for Lion King. Yeah, it's possible. And Jon Favreau was, oh God, what do I even say?
I'm not.
You know, so just all we can say is that we're really excited about Rise of Skywalker.
I just want to go on the record and say now, 3 months out from the movie, at this point in time, I'm perfectly okay with them doing any time travel business. I am not.
You are?
I'm not.
How do you feel about that?
Because I have to give them the benefit of the doubt that, nobody could have predicted just how successful Endgame would be using that trope as heavily as they did. You know what I mean? Like,
because we knew going in, right?
No, we knew a little bit, but I mean, like on paper, if you told me like, hey, the biggest movie of ever is going to be based solely upon Back to the Future premises, right? I would have been like, that sounds like eh. But the fact that it landed so well, I can't hold it against them as like, true. They're copying those guys. It's like, well,
because it's its
own thing.
Does time travel? He's done in Star Trek.
He's notorious for it. He's notorious for at least flashbacks, if not actual time travel.
So here's my thing. It's cool. I wouldn't mind seeing it, but like, and especially it's for Star Wars, which is really a 40-50 year franchise, you know, which really could use some if not time travel, maybe like some flashback, maybe getting the ghost of somebody back or whatever, you know, like that. Those are all. When we saw Yoda in The Last Jedi, I lost my shit. It was completely amazing. Yeah. So yeah.
There's nothing stopping a Luke force projection from force projecting back in time.
If you can, between worlds, dude.
If you can Mary Poppins through space to bring yourself back to life, you can Mary Poppins your way back through time. I'm sure.
Man, there's a force power waiting to be tapped.
Just take it, just all of it, and go.
That's cool.
All right,
I really want to see these characters kind of have their own conclusion. Also, like it's important to me that obviously that they close off 9 films.
Yeah,
but also these 3 films characters.
I'm gonna predict a not as neatly wrapped up bow on the 3 that you would like. I'm predicting a Jedi ending. Not Jedi.
A Jedi ending is cool.
No. Sorry. A Jedi ending in that, party maybe, but I meant New Hope. I meant in that the 3 will get commendation. Maybe if Kylo comes back, he gets commendation too. But you'll get more closure with your legacy guys, and then you'll get a pat on the back.
A beginning, exactly. A new beginning.
Exactly.
My thing is just that I really want to see.
That's the expectation, and so
of course, yeah.
Now that I say it out loud, let me just put money on the exact opposite. I'm going to put money on the exact opposite.
I do want to see catharsis for the prequels, somehow. I don't know how. It has to be closed off, And
I'll say this.
Tough, man.
If Natalie Portman comes back, I will weep.
She's already coming back. How many times you
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, she's on a trend. You know what I mean? She's on a trend.
I feel like Disney is just like this bro company. Hey, you're shooting in Pinewood. Where over here? Why don't you just show up?
Exactly.
Man, the moment they used Ewan McGregor's voice in Force Awakens, saying that these are your first steps. It's there. It's very briefly. They cut it between him and Alec Guinness's voice. And so smart. They just used another word which has the word Rey in the word, and they cut it off and they just used it. This is brilliant. Anyway,
let me introduce you to Avengers Campus, coming to Disney California Adventure.
Where's it playing
from?
Keeping
that, I guess.
Where's this playing from?
Just shut your phone off.
No, I have to look up the article, and I don't know where it's playing from.
This is great. Jishnu's phone has just gone off on a rant. It's just started its own podcast.
Okay, we're good.
All right.
We're back. And yes.
So,
okay, cool.
So that's enough Star Wars. Is there anything else in Star Wars you want to talk about? Nothing else. It's good, right?
Shut up.
We're good.
It's great.
Yeah.
All
right.
The hotel will be open soon at Galaxy's Edge. You can spend $3,000 for 2 nights.
Great.
Enjoy.
So we're going to take another break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about Marvel and all the Marvel IPs and properties that they have announced.
So many hats.
Are you looking for India's most awesome cricket podcast? Are you now tired of listening to the same old guys drone on about cricket everywhere? Edges and Sledges is a weekly cricket podcast hosted by 3 fans of the game, Varun, DJ, and myself, Ashwin. It was established in early 2018, has over 60 episodes now, and is of course now proud to be on the IVM Podcast Network. Each week, we get together from 3 different time zones, the USA, the UK, and Singapore, and we talk about things from the world of cricket, with a focus on Indian cricket. We often interview special guests from all around the world, including former cricketers and cricket media personalities. So check out Edges and Sledges, the cricket podcast, now on the IVM network.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Geek Fruit podcast. This is your comprehensive guide to the Disney 23 announcements and, well, the Disney Plus stuff, essentially.
More of a ramble.
No, this is comprehensive. We're going deep. I think we're going to parts which you would not see on any other website. Do you see any hot takes when they say Miss Marvel? No, but I have thoughts.
Which are?
It's great. I'm so excited.
That's
No, but I have takes.
Wonderful.
I have takes.
Give me a take.
Do you think this is a lot?
Yes.
This is too much?
Yes.
No. Let's
No.
open with this conversation. Marvel has been a thing which is maybe twice a year, now 3 times a year, soon to be 4 times a year. Yeah. And we're also getting, it's like Disney wants to own all of your time.
Yeah.
I think the best thing about what works about like things like the Matrix announcement or Obi-Wan is that we're seeing things we're not seeing. So we've had time to think and dwell and move on and move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Even 4 heroes that we love, like Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Daredevil, Punisher, blah, blah, blah. I can say for certainty that between you, the 3 of us, even all 3 of us have not seen everything.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
Yeah.
Even though we would watch this
And we're technically professionals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Technically. Professional.
Big fat technical.
Okay,
I think.
so my point is, with all the films coming out,
Yeah.
this podcast is going to turn into a Marvel podcast.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be something
It
to talk about.
kind of already is.
I mean, we still do pretty well.
We do well enough.
We do well.
The word
right?
Marvel comes up in every other show, though.
But that's because we love it. And they
Yeah.
do such a good job. Do you see us talking about DC?
There you go.
That's my thing. We should talk about DC more.
We should.
Anyway, I actually will in the bulletin to come. Because I went to Warner Brothers World. We'll talk about it. Okay, but here's the thing. I always feel that too much of a good thing, and this is true for anything, it's too much saturation.
Yeah.
Even though I will want desperately nothing more than to watch Mark Ruffalo do a blood transfusion and give Jennifer Walters his blood and thus her becoming She-Hulk. Will I be too caught up with all the programming that is already there? Princess Diaries 3, have I not mentioned that already? It's gonna be a thing. When Phineas and Ferb are on television, and I'm just like, oh, but She-Hulk, but Chris Pine, no, Princess Diaries.
Yep.
How am I gonna watch everything, Jishnu? Explain it to me.
The same
20
way,
marks.
the same way you're doing it right now. It's just that they're all going to be under the same banner. So
Bruce Banner.
you're going to have the same number of choices.
How am I having the same number of choices?
Because you're going to be blind. You're going to turn a blind eye to a lot of things, like we already are. Like
we don't watch Runaways.
it's like we're talking about the fact that there are 10,000 shows out there right now, and we're going to get 15,000, and we're crying about that 15,000 is way too many, but 10,000 is actually fine.
How do I watch shows which are not superhero based?
Because you're not watching 10,000 shows. You're actually watching like 10 or 20 or 30, right? And you're choosing to ignore a huge chunk.
How will we watch more Chernobyls?
That's the problem.
Chernobyl 2.
It's on us. That's an us problem, unfortunately. We're spoiled for choice, and we're going to just keep getting spoiled.
So my question is, do you think they are diluting their brand potentially?
Yes.
Now here's why.
course.
Because I thought when at Comic-Con they announced these D+ shows, which was Falcon and Winter Soldier, characters we know, 100% going to watch that. Hawkeye.
Yeah.
I want to watch it in my brain right now. WandaVision. Already want to watch it. What was the other one? Loki. All characters we know and love.
Yep.
3 new characters now have been announced for D23. Miss Marvel, who I always thought was going to get her introduction in the Captain Marvel movies. Or maybe she will.
Maybe she will.
Right? Do you think all these characters will make their backdoor entry in movies and then move to them? That's how you get people to watch them and care about them. Because the biggest complaint about Daredevil, Iron Fist is that we never saw them connect with the films.
I'm absolutely so. I mean, like they've said that you're going to get continuity between show to screen. We talked about this on the episode before.
But now, if I watch a film, the Avengers film, which comes out in 2022, perhaps, suddenly She-Hulk is in the Avengers. But, hey, who is She-Hulk? Is that a thing?
That is a them problem. This is where your dilution happens, right? So it's the thing of, like I said, we are in we're going to be in the exact same spot. We're going to have just as much of a abundance of options that we just have to choose what we arbitrarily do or do not consume. Unfortunately, a lot of the things that we consume will all be branded under the same brand. Whether we knew that about a lot of stuff before the fact, before, realizing, Disney Plus is a thing now,
right,
is to each his own. Like, not everybody realizes that everything you're watching is owned by Disney already, or that it's all under one huge umbrella, by,
maybe,
like the Weinstein Company or whatever the hell. Now we just know about it, and so we're that much more conscious about it.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like blissful ignorance. You have to choose to be blissfully ignorant about this stuff.
Because they announce so many nice things,
But I think the more valid question, because this is nothing new. This has been the case for like decades now.
Right.
The more valid question is what you said. Are they diluting their brand? Are they diluting the actual work that they're doing? And I think, yes, they are. Not so much so in that I think because they now have 20 shows as opposed to 10, that the new Miss Marvel and the new She-Hulk and the Moon Knight things are going to be lesser. But I think it's, like you said, when you have a crossover or when you have a big ticket item like some sort of, two guys, two worlds meeting or whatever the hell.
Right.
It's great for us. It's like, when like you see Rey's double lightsaber, people go like, what the hell is that? And we go, I know exactly what that is, buddy, because I did my homework.
Yeah.
It is diluting it for them because
interesting.
They have to now take a creative call.
Yeah.
Do I continue with this storyline assuming people know what the hell I'm doing? Or do I do this storyline where I water it down and then I offend the people whose intelligence is, I
have a good example of this. I have a good example of this that happened recently, right? When Darth Maul, spoilers for shows up in Solo, everyone's like, what?
Right. Yes.
If you've seen Clone Wars, if you've seen Rebels, you know where that story is going to go and you know how it's happened even.
Yeah.
So for us, it's still like, okay, cool, I know what's going to happen.
It's a different one.
By the way, there's so much to talk about that with respect to this new Obi-Wan series. What does this mean? I don't even know. Anyway, so this is very complicated. And if you saw that Star Wars timeline that Kathleen Kennedy put up, it looks like spaghetti because it's like wires and lines going everywhere.
Sure.
But now, so this is my only, I'd say, it's an embarrassment of riches, right?
Yeah.
Because like there's so many good shows to watch, all the characters I would watch, and we're just getting everything that we asked for. Like somebody said, Moon Knight.
Yep.
And Moon Knight is a show I can't believe. What a time to be alive.
He remains one of my favorite Contest of Champions characters.
Champions, yeah. But the interesting thing is like these are all coming to Disney Plus as opposed to like Hulu. Yeah. Because Moon Knight is a pretty dark effing character, man. It's really, he's got like his schizophrenia, so it's all multiple personality disorder.
He's kind of like Batman meets Donatello meets
the Mummy. Yeah, he gets his powers from Egypt. Anyway, but the cool thing about it is that even if these characters meet within their own worlds, like maybe a Defenders style thing, that would be really nice. At the same time,
see what happened with Defenders.
Defenders did.
I mean, but
it's not important whether it's good. Jishnu, for me,
so that's the
for
thing.
Me, I enjoyed the shit out of it.
There you go. That's a dilution, right? It's like it's not. Doesn't matter if it's good. Sure, to a point. Because
explain this then. When Jarvis came on screen,
in Endgame,
in Endgame, it was just like for us, we're like, yes.
Oh my god!
But you didn't have like a moment where people were like, oh, who's that guy? All they had to do was say, hey, Jarvis, do you know that guy? So people were like, oh, Jarvis, Iron Man connection, not Agent Carter connection.
That works because there was zero stakes in that moment.
Yeah, very zero.
That was the best. Like Endgame is one of the movies that has handled fan service
so skillfully,
so like a freaking ballet.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these fan service moments, like the first time you see Hank Pym's original helmet, it's completely inconsequential. But like I face palmed with like, man,
helmet nod.
Your attention to detail astounds me. And the problem is when you do that with, let's say, if you have Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, and She-Hulk doing their own thing, and then eventually they land up in a freaking WandaVision episode,
or they end up in the last
whatever
final
the hell,
battle
whatever the hell. Yeah. If they come in like Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Like they had to put in so much effort in making sure people saw Captain Marvel because if you didn't have a clue, and she lands up at the end of Endgame, you're like, what the hell? So that's fine because it's one person. It's one movie and it's the first female-led superhero movie. Therefore, you can market it as such, and then you can convince popular culture at large that this is a movie that needs to be seen.
Right.
You can't do that when there are like 10 TV shows out there about She-Hulk and WandaVision.
But you know, I think it's about
Ant-Man
these
and
three
Hawkeye
shows.
and
I think it's
this
about
thing,
these
you
three
know.
shows in particular, which are slightly harder sell because they're not characters previously established in films, or maybe they will be by the time it happens. Like, I don't know about She-Hulk, but maybe Miss Marvel could show up in Captain Marvel 2. I don't know if they have announced Captain Marvel 2
Not
with a
yet.
date, but
No.
this is definitely going to precede that as
Yeah.
part of Phase 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's there. Or maybe she could start her show and then show up in the film, whichever way. So it's interesting, and it's not like a character like you know, like Spidey, who's just introduced in Civil War randomly, but you know the character inside out.
Yeah,
People don't know these guys.
You have that advantage.
So
yeah.
that's it's interesting. I want to know how they're going to play this out, and because Kevin Feige is so protective about these properties and how they are displayed. The character growth is everything.
Yeah.
So I want to know how he's going to handle it so that they are still meaningful if they appear randomly also in a film and it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I guess Infinity War was the first stage of that problem, right? Introducing Doctor Strange. If you haven't seen that movie, you're just like, oh, this guy's a arrogant
He's a wizard.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's cool, but it's also Benedict Cumberbatch.
Right.
So you'll watch anything he's in.
But I mean, the benefit in Endgame also had
The benefit Cumberbatch, yes.
is that he had to mansplain a lot of what he did. Like, you know, there's one key moment that I think is also in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's when Tony, Bruce, Wong, and Strange meet for the first time at the Sanctum, and he's like, "Tell me his name again." That scene,
Yeah.
he literally says,
Six Infinity
six
Stones,
elemental
blah, blah, blah.
crystals. Blah, blah, blah.
I think
Like,
that's
boom.
that's just exposition.
But
for the
that
audience.
works in that movie. Like, we don't poo-poo that scene.
Yeah, it's because it's got Robert Downey Jr. in it. It's funny.
And he needs and Tony needed to be told
Yeah.
what the hell is going on,
That's
right?
true,
So if that scene hadn't existed,
Yeah. Oh, and there's
then you
plenty
would
of
then you would have questioned Strange,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But that scene works because it's founded in the story.
That's true.
That
That's
being
true.
said, how long can you keep that going?
It's so interesting.
But
my
look,
gosh.
I'll give them one big benefit of the doubt. I think that this could actually work out in their favor because just the trajectory of the course that they're on, which they don't seem to have any agenda of changing, is the fact that since they will inevitably introduce the Fantastic Four and the X-Men,
Those are marquee characters. They're going to have films.
marquee characters is fine, but the precedent for an abundance of superheroes and gifted individuals in their universe who can cross-contaminate and whatnot, they're going to have to jump that hurdle eventually. So I think it is in their best interest right now to pivot, maybe not as many as they have, but to pivot a lot of attention on creating separate identities and properties of their own things that are very much in their control, that they don't have any gray area about. Because
That's true.
if you bring in an X-Men character, you know the minute that we see any hint of mutants,
that's so true.
everybody's going to nitpick at how they did it, how much are they telling, how much they're not telling, what are they changed. Oh, that's how you're defining a mutant? But now if you have a She-Hulk, it's like, hey, there's one green guy. Who's to say we can't have another green guy? There's a Gamora, so let's bring on Earth Gamora. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a big stretch. But the minute you name drop, and there was one guy called Mr. Summers who had weird eyes, like, oh shit, what does that mean?
It's cool.
You bastardized like things like that. You know, it's like
Weird eyes.
yeah. So it's in their best interest to like play the game
With
on their own turf.
new IP, yeah.
With new IP on their own time,
Absolutely.
nobody to complain about it because it's their own damn thing.
That's so true. That's very true.
So
That's a good point.
establish, set the stage for your, eventual chaos of X-Men and
The Avengers. Get it?
No.
Avengers. It's good. All right, cool. So, that's our show, I want to say. There are only two more announcements. Avengers Campus is one thing which your phone already told us.
Yeah.
And there are two animated shows. Spidey and His Amazing Friends. Oh, that hurts. And his amazing friends are Venom and and all these guys. And the other one, which is one of my favorite comics from the from Marvel Comics, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Nope.
Great, funny comic.
Nope.
And that's getting an animated show,
Nope.
which is great.
What?
It's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
That what?
It's a comic book, man.
What are they?
She's Moon Girl. She can talk to a dinosaur. And a dinosaur is her friend. It's great. It's really funny. It's Ryan North, I think, did it, which is one of Denkar's favorite authors.
What's the difference between a Moon Girl and a Moon Knight?
No, that was just the dinosaur comics. Sorry.
Does the
Moon
girl and do the girl and the knight ever meet?
No.
Are they cut from the same moon cloth?
No. I would hope not.
Are they both made of cheese?
Very different. Hey, you know what?
It's a big pizza pie. The moon and the
By the way, I wanted to give you some trivia, which I just saw the other day.
What?
You've seen MIB3, right?
3 was yes, I've seen 3.
With Brolin.
I've not seen the
Not 4, yeah.
Not 4,
fuck that movie. With 3, with Josh Brolin playing. Yeah. Tell me who is...
No, I did. I don't know the first
Tell
one.
me who is...
I blocked out
who
the
plays
movie.
Will Smith's father.
Hang on. Is it...
when they Cape Canaveral at the end. You won't know. I mean, but it's funny that...
Arsenio Hall.
No, what?
I don't know who.
No, Mike Coulter, who plays Luke Cage.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. That's nice.
our show. Trivia. Also, let us know what you thought. Contact geekfruit@gmail.com. You think people are just mailing geekfruit@gmail.com because I keep saying contact geekfruit@gmail.com? That's the whole email. It's contact geekfruit@gmail.com. The whole
Well,
thing.
then it serves whoever got the email address geekfruit@gmail.com.
We're still looking for the best
Because
letter
there
also.
is somebody out there with geekfruit@gmail. That's
Yeah,
why we are
we didn't get
contacting
it.
Geekfruit. So if they're
We're just
getting
all this flurry
all
of
this like Sudeep hate mail is going to geekfruit@gmail.com.
Okay, cool. So
You can forward it to us at
or
contact
just
geekfruit.
DM us, slide into our DMs or phase through them, whatever. And the T-shirt competition is still on.
What? I thought you said a winner already.
We didn't announce a winner.
I thought you said Ruchi won.
No, Ruchi can't win. She's an employee now.
Oh, I said I'll give her underwear.
And that's between you guys.
We'll talk.
All right. So, so let us know what you think about all these announcements. What is the thing you're most looking forward to?
$7,000.
Princess Diaries 3.
$7,000 for 2 nights in a 5-person room at the Star Wars hotel.
What
which
are
is,
you
which
talking about? Your hotel
It's a Star.
rooms,
It's a Star
underwear?
Trek. It's a Star Wars Star Destroyer you can stay in. It's a battle cruiser.
That's true.
It's called the Halcyon, I believe. For $7,000, 5 people can stay in one
Jishnu,
bedroom.
when are we doing this?
It's a
It's
weekend.
you, me, Dinkar, Ruchi,
It's a weekend getaway.
4 hours, and then one more.
We need 3 friends.
We have 3 friends. No,
but
the
we need-
4 of us.
Oh, the 5 of us. Oh, so we need one. We need one friend.
We need one more. It
Right-
could
right
be you.
into
It could be you. Apart from the T-shirt, you come to Disneyland with
No,
us.
but you pay for your damn self. It's
Oh, okay,
$7,000
yeah.
for 2 nights.
7,000 between the 5 people.
Yeah,
right?
what's the maths?
We're not good.
I'm not
That's
gonna
why
try.
we do
Yeah,
this
yeah,
show.
that's why I want the show. Cool. See you
Okay.
on the Halcyon eventually.
You nerds.
Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, Don Bradman, and now Cyrus Brocha. Okay, probably not in the right company. I mean, Don Bradman is Australian. But it's called Cyrus Says, a wonderful show about everything. Find the show on the IVM Podcast app, ivmpodcast.com, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
What do we have to do?
Welcome to What a Play, you guys. This is the favorite sports podcast of several sports persons such as myself, Dudeja and Mikhail, who also happen to be the hosts.
Yes, you should definitely listen to our podcast for our take and quite a uninformed but hilarious take on sports every week. We give out awards, we discuss what happened in the world of sports, and
We take breaks as well.
we come up with jingles and sound effects on the go.
Yeah.
So you should definitely give us an example of a sound effect, Dudeja.
Bolo Matthew Vade.
Yeah, tune in for some of that, bro. You can catch us on the IBM network every Wednesday on the go. On the Wednesday, in the Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. What a player. What a player, W. Wednesday, W. Wow.
Wednesday to Wednesday, Vade player, Matthew Vade.